like a lot of bugs. You know, what's gonna happen, guys?
Oh, that was good.
Artosis, you haven't said much.
What?
You haven't said much.
Jesus has said everything.
I'm in complete control here. We do have the game actually ready to go now. So it's going to be casted by In Control and Todd. It should be a lot of fun. After this, we will have our other finalist.
All right, thank you guys. We have a lot of fun here at Dreamhack. Hopefully you guys are as well. This is your final semifinal, and we will have the grand final after this. We will crown our third champion of the Dreamhack circuit. Next stop, Moscow. And after that, Stockholm, and then we'll finish things off in Jönköping for the winter Dreamhack finale. Hopefully everyone will be there. Todd, maybe as a player or as a commentator for a few of these. Do you plan on playing some?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to.
We'll see if we see you there. Let's go ahead and introduce these players. In the top left-hand side, put your hands together for Yoey Flash Lenok. And his opponent, he wears the tag, do you know, but of course that's stupid. Everyone knows the guy, he's the president, Boss Toss.
What a great introduction, Jeff. Are you going to Moscow, actually? You know how you always do like those impressions and those accents?
Yeah.
I just want you to go to Moscow and like do a terrible Russian accent. Like, they would not laugh.
It would not be popular, I don't think. Be like the first actual esport beatdown on stage. Comrades, come together. We take out the American.
MC going for the quick scout here after the pylon down the ramp. This is going to force a pull first from Lenok. So already a bit of mind games going. It's funny how like a while back it had all become about like those greedy builds. You know, either the Nexus first into Gateway or the Gateway opener. But now the Forge first is coming back strong. Just because of all the hatchery first that we had. Those cannon rushers doing well for themselves. And yeah, MC just choosing to open with something a little bit special here already in the first game.
Yeah, Todd, I have to agree. And I mean, I think kind of building off of that point too, a lot of these maps, Zergs are taking advantage of gateway expand openings and the such to try to get themselves a 3 hatch before pool as well. So that's part of the reason why you're seeing a lot of these forges. But even if they don't 3 hatch before pool, forcing them to go 15 spawning pool into 15 hatch is a really decent thing for the Protoss player to do. I mean, they know that for the most part, they want to then jumpstart their economy, which means very few attack units, so they're not worried about earlier aggression. And a lot of times, it allows the Protoss from the very earlier onset to dictate the pace. Lenok, however, is a guy that's going to kind of try to curb that. He catches this early probe out here, and yes, he did open spawning pool first, but look for Lenok to do some crazy stuff. And I don't mean off-the-wall insane, you know, all-ins with Nidus Worms and stuff like that, but I do mean lots of aggression, lots of fantastic micro, and immaculate macro behind it.
You know how MC is rank 1 in WCS World Rankings with 4,200 points? Lenok, he's on 475 points. He will need to win this tournament, another tournament, and then do well in a final tournament to only break in the round of 16. Imagine what a Cinderella story this will be if he was to qualify for the global finals this way.
Yeah, it's a big pressure. WCS dominates the storylines right now for, you know, better or worse, it is basically, as a pro gamer, how you make yourself the champion. If you want to go to BlizzCon, you need to earn those points. To get those points, you either need to attend every freaking tournament and do relatively well, or you need to do very well at several tournaments. And I think that's an amazing system to just show what it takes to be one of the top 16 guys at the end of the year. Because again, we've had guys win tournaments and then just disappear, and they're not a part of WCS at the end of the year. You need to be consistent. And as you said, Lenok has not been consistent, but if he all of a sudden became consistent, I guess there's a chance. You know, a crazy one though.
Yes. Double gas was taken at 5 minutes 40 here for Lenok, so he's going to be able to start maybe speed from there if he wants to. Could take to a quick layer possibly. The Stargate in the back of the middle line here by MC was spotted instantly by that one. Did he not know that there was an overlord there? Because usually you want to hide that as much as possible.
Todd, he really, if he didn't know that, he should have, because I can't imagine how that overlord snuck over there. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying enough attention to know for sure one way or another. But you know, in the series previous, we had an Oracle scouted as it's being made, we called that early. When the Stargate goes down and an Overlord's looking at it, this isn't early, this is fortuitous. This is like looking into the future. It's really bad. So, of course, the Sport Crawler's already up. Extra Queen's coming out. It is going to be an Oracle here from MC, but it's going to be hard-pressed to do anything in the way of damage.
What do you think the chances are we're going to see some roaches into some mutas here out of Linok on this map?
Linok? Oh, pretty good, I think. That's... You know what? That's actually kind of... That's like the generic Zerg strategy, though, anyways. It's like roach into muta. That's what they do. Thank you, Dong Rei Gu.
I was trying to make a little bit of a tasteless statement here.
Oh, Tasteless did it first, you think, with a Tasteless build? He might have done it. Double Evo here does go down. And I don't think we actually have a Roach Warren or anything of the such just yet. So this might be double melee upgrades. That would be really cool, actually. It could be double range, though, for Roach Hydra. Carapace first. Give it to me. Give it to me. It is gonna be range. So probably Roach Hydra.
Yeah. It's interesting that Linok goes for Evos at this point in the game, because for me, he's more the guy that will try to open with like some aggression, maybe like a quick spire, roaches, upgradeless, try to make something happen, and then later on go into upgrades. But I guess, you know, this is fairly standard. He can just try to play like this for now and look for an opening somewhere to then go into more aggression later on in the game. And without playing upgradeless, this is going to be good. I don't think he can achieve anything here. MC with the perfect force fields as always.
Yeah, it did take 3, but they are. It's actually insane how perfect his force fields are all the time. Even using the Oracle to go ahead and thin out the count on those Zerglings, as well as the Void Ray. Void Ray, by the way, does clean up that very pervy Overlord that was watching the Stargate as it went down. And you'll notice on that mini-map, that's it. No other Overlords. I believe it was just the one that died. So Linok was kind of... Again, with scouting that Stargate, says, okay, well, I'm not going to lose more than just the one Overlord. Oracle and Void Ray have combined to kill, I think, I guess I could check, but I think it's just the Overlord and a few Zerglings there. That's very low.
I think MC might be playing to his image here again, because he's a guy who, when he takes a third base like this and he drops down a lot of gateways, likes to be aggressive, like we saw him do before, earlier against Vortex. So Linok might not have been able to see how many probes there was and how macro MC is playing right now, because he's made a lot of probes. So if MC was to basically, look, he's taking double gas on the third base, he's still making a lot of probes. He's almost ahead in walkers. That's not supposed to happen at almost the 11 minutes here in the game. So I think this might really surprise Linok here, who's played it maybe a little bit conservatively where he should have played greater.
Well, it's interesting, Todd, because it's like, yes, MC's getting away with murder in that regard, but it's not like Linok is sitting on 25 Hydras doing nothing. He, too, is getting away with murder. He power drone. He's got double Evo without skipping a beat. They're getting their 2-2 upgrades. He even has Hive coming in at the 11-minute mark, which isn't the fastest Hive. We've seen slightly faster, but this still is on the faster end. So it's going to be Roach Hydra Viper with probably pretty sick upgrades, at least 2-2, but it'll have access to 3-3.
What's going on in the main of MC? He's throwing down cannons and going into his second Stargate. Is he trying to blind counter some kind of Mutalisk play that he hasn't scouted?
You know why?
He saw the Hive start. Like, how can he think it could be Mutas?
Because he saw like 9 Hydras, and that's it. And I mean, I don't agree with his decision. He's going ham on this, but that's what he's thinking. That's what he has to think.
Oh, Void Ray almost gets caught out of position on the top right-hand side. He's barely going to escape.
Fleet Beacon. Holy cow.
Is it what?
Robotic Spade at the same time. MC's having a little bit of a mid-game life crisis right now. He's going all over the place.
Isn't he a little bit young for that?
Well, in-game. It's a midlife game crisis. 12 minutes, you know, typical games 20 to 25.
I'll let you get away with that one.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Not everyone's going to be a home run. Spire does go down, but I really feel like that is the contingency plan. Those are those mutas that Todd was talking about. If this all doesn't work out, they show up. Or if the Colossus count gets out of hand and Viper Abduct isn't getting it done, then Corruptor.
Linok doesn't know about these targets in the Fleet Beacon. Imagine he goes for Broodlords from there. There's like Tempest out before the first Broodlord is even made.
MC is so good, he sees moves happen in the future.
He has foreseen.
Very calm game, though. As Todd was talking about, I mean, just now MC's moving out, but this is pre-Colossus. Does he have Blink? I think he does, right?
Yes.
And that's it. I mean, that's a very weak army otherwise, is I guess the point I would make here. In games previous, we saw Stalkers and Sentries do amazing things, but that wasn't against 2-2 Viper-aided Roach Hydra at max capacity. Like, Leenock is a different beast.
I think MC is going to go for a Zealot drop in the main and try to attack the fourth base of Leenock at the same time. He might be caught out of position here. He needs good force fields.
Well, that's a rare miss on force field from MC, actually. It took one extra more than he wanted.
He's in a slump, actually.
Leenock comes in here, but the angle's pretty bad.
Oh,
again, a missed force field there. 4 more go down, just getting a couple of Zergling kills. Zealot's making the way to the main. This is a pretty big deal. I don't think he has charge just yet, so this is not the super-powered harass.
Imagine sentries on the ramp, actually. He could have force-fielded that to kill the entire main. Right now, Leenock's pulling back. Not a single sentry was warped in. I don't think the Zealots are going to do much. He's trying to target the hive. No way he can get out on time. There is even the Queen Transfusion here.
No, he won't get it this time.
Oh, he's going for the force base at the same time. Leenock's army is completely out of position. He's going to start to pull back. He has Vipers with Abduct. Well, actually, there's no Mothership Core with this. MC, he could be trapped out on the map with all of those units. He's going to need force fields. He's going to get Blinding Clouds.
Those Blinding Clouds make it really hard to snipe the base. In fact, they just simply can't. And as Todd said, they were in danger of getting trapped and killed out here. They will pull back. Is that another robotics? No, okay. Man. I think he was making another robotic space. So MC's a little bit scatterbrained. He's having a tough time figuring out what Leenock's trying to do. And to be honest, Leenock is having a little bit of a tough time figuring out what he's trying to do. There's a fourth base behind this. He's turtling up, but usually when you turtle up, there's Swarm Hosts or Broodlords or something. He's just on Roach, Hydra, Viper, Turtle. I don't know what this is.
You know, MC saw the Hive, he saw the Spire, and you know what? Already having the Fleet Beacon, we talked about it. He's probably laughing right now, thinking, if this guy dares to go for Broodlords, I'm going to be in a great shape. Leenock, he's gearing up to do possibly a very strong attack. 13 Mutas? What?
Don't like it. I just don't like it. At this stage of the game, the Stalkers are very well upgraded. They, of course, already have Blink. MC's just naturally going into Storm for those Vipers. Storm's not amazing against Mutas, but it makes the mobile army impossible to deal with for the Mutas. They can't fight it. They just simply can't. Any Storm would eliminate them.
I was expecting fireworks, and there has been action, but overall, like, they're rushing a lot of bases, a lot of tech. This is not what you would expect out of MC versus Leenock. Is he going to abduct one more time? I think he's going to get it. He gets the War Prism. MC right now
gets it on the left side, does abduct it over there. Mutas, as of yet, have not been shown, but there's 13 with 4 more being added.
Or use the hallucination on the Colossus. Maybe trying to force some abduct on some of those. There is no more abducts. MC is going to kill this entire army, possibly counterattack behind this. Even without Storm, he doesn't care. He crushes this army completely.
And this is the problem. Like, there's a Muta switch happening behind this, as well as an Ultuous Cavern from Leenock. But I mean, there's already Blink Stalkers out. If he's going to have to go around. He does get the Phoenix there. That's nice. If he pulls back the Mutas like he is right now, he can't fight this army at this stage. There's Stalkers that are better upgraded, and there's Templar with Storm. There's no way he fights this army.
Leenock just made 62 links, but there is Templars with Storm available here for MC, who's going to catch some Mutas while they are flying around. Some of these links as well. Back at home, since he knows that there's Mutas, he starts the Phoenix range. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him starting chrono boosting out a lot of those.
This is what I wanted to see, Todd. The counterattack is so deadly. The Mothership Core used up its energy out in the middle of the map. Remember, I think it even died, but it used its time warps anyways. So there's no recall here. 3 Colossus, a bunch of Stalkers, and some Templar are going to start the base trade. They're going to get the 4th base. They're going to get the 3rd, of course. And it's just a big question of who can kill who faster, basically.
I think MC would kill Leenock, surely. There is no drones out on the map. And Leenock is not really sending any one of those drones anywhere to try and hide some hatcheries, so MC is just gonna, I think he's even got more firepower. I mean, the army supply, 140 for MC right now against 80 for Leenock.
Well, he's trying to hold the main, Todd. We saw it on screen there, a bunch of cannons and Stalkers warped in the backfield. Some Phoenix did pop out. We're gonna go over here to the fight at the natural, apparently, for the Zerg player. Not much to see here, everything's just dying. It's really a big question of whether or not these Mutas can actually cut into the main. I agree with you, though. His firepower is eliminated for the most part, and he's even being pushed back here. No, MC's not really mining, but if he can't kill the main with these Mutas, then guess what? That army out on the map just kind of eventually kills everything.
Yes, more Mutas coming out of the main of Leenock here. He's going to lose some of those right on the way. Leenock down to 24 Mutas and 1 single Corruptor. Well, I mean, he has no choice. Nothing else he can do.
They're the most important thing. It just looks funny. You don't see that every day. So he's going to try to do what he can inside this main. There still is that next at the 3rd, but there's no probes mining over there. If you notice, both players are not mining. But as Todd said, no drones on the map. So the buildings that Leonok has are the buildings that he has. And Stalkers are starting to come home. This is over, ladies and gents. I hate to be kind of anticlimactic, but never mind the doubled supply. It's a base trade where one guy can actually kill the base of the other, and the other guy can't.
We should be seeing TG anytime soon, guys.
Well, Todd.
MC takes the first game here in the semifinals versus Leonok.
Not your average ZVP. I saw some comments in the threads. They're like, it's gotten so stale. I mean, this game's not gonna. This game's gonna blow your mind a little bit. It was a little bit strange in the sense that Roach Hydra Viper passive play, really fast upgrades, but not capitalizing it. MC's like double Stargate Phoenix. No. Colossus, Storm. Like they were kind of all over the place. Even the base trade was really awkward. The Protoss army's out in the map. Leonok fights a terrible fight and then initiates the base trade. You can't do that. The Roach Hydra needed to be at the third when MC's mid-map, and maybe MC coming home is a good situation for Leonok, but not here.
It's funny to think about it. Like, this game really wasn't like them. Like, they weren't being that aggressive at all. And then maybe all of a sudden they realized and they're like, wanna fight? No, MC was like, yeah, he crushes the army of Leonok, and they just get into each other's face, and MC just gets the much better. And like all of a sudden, they didn't even really have to fight. Like, Leonok could have turtled, he could have base traded before taking that horrible fight. He took him off the map. He was transitioning into Mutas. What did he expect to achieve against such a massive army of MC in the middle of the map, who, by the way, had planned perfectly for this fight. He made hallucination for his Colossus. He feed back the Vipers before they could do anything. And then after you win that fight, I mean, especially MC, he's not going to slow down. He's not going to sit back. He's not going to go full Todd. He just goes for the kill. And it just worked.
Yeah, it was very strange. And I mean, I even look at the time, and the game time was 21 minutes. That game felt longer just because it was so surreal and strange. But
20 minutes of waiting.
It was 20 minutes of waiting into explosive, like unplanned violence from both of them. I mean, Leonok, like you kind of touched on, took a really bad fight mid-map. The Roaches and Hydras and Vipers essentially doing nothing. The Mutas and Lings were instantly shut down the third, instantly shut down the natural, and are doing great damage. But because he wasted the entire Roach Hydra Viper army, that just wasn't enough. I feel like if that army is taking a better fight, even just a little bit more in the open with the concave, trading a little bit better, maybe not as many Stalkers and Colossus survive, the Ling Mutas has more options to maybe even attack the army. That's
maybe
a better
base
situation
trade.
for
I think
Leonok.
base trade would be better, especially since he's transitioning into Mutas.
Right.
Leonok could have made a lot of spines back at home. He would have had a lot of firepower, but this was still a moment where he didn't have that many Mutas yet.
Yeah, that was the weird. Well, that's part. I mean, that's we kind of tip our monocle and get even more critical. He was at 187 supply, or like 186, makes 13 Mutas, and then is capped. And then he throws some Lings away to make more, but in throwing those Lings away, he triggered MC to be like, something weird is happening here. I'm max 2, let's just go attack. So he never had enough Mutas to keep MC on his half the map. Or sometimes Protoss make that shove where the Mutas are on their half the map, they're having a tough time dealing with it, and they're like, I gotta go now. But in that situation, Zerg wins the base trade a lot of the times. Not when they're... What's that?
Is that your games?
Is that my games?
Yeah, where you shove and the Zerg wins.
That's your games too, Todd. That's every Protoss player.
Except MC.
You can't throw me under the bus, my friend. Even MC. That happens to him too. He knows our pain. But here we are. Game number 2. And we're on Nimbus. I was just about to say I don't know the name of this map, but because of this amazing overlay, thanks to the GameHeart folk, there it is. Let's go ahead and introduce these players. In the top left-hand side, the red Zerg from Korea, it is Leonok. Going into Dreamhack, he said, what colored booth are you guys going to put me in? And we told him it's going to be red. And then he colored his head red in just for Dreamhack. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah. It's an amazing little kind of, that's how dedicated he is. His opponent, leading 1-0 in the right-hand side, hailing from Germany but originally from Korea, it is MC.
Both players, it looks like they want to play the map here, and they're going to open with a pretty greedy opener, MC with the Nexus first, Leonok possibly with the quick third hatch. You think he goes pull now, or? I guess that drone patrolling here. Keeping his options open for now. Maybe if he doesn't get scouted. Okay, I think he just saw where MC is with the pylon on the right-hand side, and he chooses to go for the third hatchery, seeing that this is a gateway.
Loves it. Gateway means he can 3 hatch before pool. Absolutely, and he does. So there you go. Not worried about the cannon rushes. I've seen some players add a forge after this. Does MC... Actually, I think I've seen MC do that. Not with the gas, I guess, but he's pulling in here. He sees... Did he see that hatch on the outside? No, he did not, actually.
Yeah, but he's going to know now.
He knows now the spawning pool timing.
When you go 3 hatch before pool, the pool starts at 3:25 on the clock. So now that's kind of when it started. So he already knows. He's just going to confirm it, possibly, and then go back home. Or maybe stay on the map. Try for some little pylons now. He's going to confirm it.
I'm waiting.
Do you think he hides on the map or he goes home?
He's not going to do it.
Huck always hides on the map.
I do too. I love it. Proxy pylons are great for that warp in, harass, scouting later.
I don't do it enough.
What's that?
I don't do it enough.
Yeah.
I feel like I like to go home to get the extra minerals, but then I have no pylon on the map. Like I send a new one, he gets sniped. You know, it's just horrible.
Then they get speed zerglings, and you never get back out on the map ever again, unless you can take stalkers and sentries and mothership core out there. Us Americans like our subterfuge. If you're reading the news, we just got caught with a spy in Germany. Did you know that?
Nope.
It's okay, Todd. You focus on StarCraft.
Yes, I do. I was thinking maybe quick Stargate here by MC, but I guess it will be spotted very easily if he was to go for it, and it's much better as a surprise, even though in the previous game it didn't matter. Quick Robo being made at the ramp here. Yeah. This Robo would be very easy for Linux to see if he sent a link there. And he's only made 2 links right now, which Todd, just came out.
Let's tell the good people that they can know what to expect. You know what this Robo means at 5 minutes at the ramp, right?
Well, probably some immortals.
Todd.
And
yes.
You know, it could be the War Prism as well. We've seen starters do that very well, but with this timing on the sentry, on the first sentry, which is going to come out kind of late here, I feel like immortals, and in this position, maybe a little bit better. Then again, if he drops the natural, I'm like arguing against myself right now in my head. Drops the natural.
Do go on, please. I like it when you argue with yourself. It's immortals. No question about it. There's no gateways for any War Prism to do anything with. Observer right now doesn't make any sense. This fast of a Robo, you would rather, if you're going to do scouting stuff, you would do it with sentries and hallucinations. If you were going to do Warp Prism, you'd need gateways for it. And at this speed, you won't ever have gateways to support it. I mean,
you can drop them pretty late. A Warp Prism is 50 seconds, and gateway are 65. So like by the time you cross the map, you surely have enough time. If at the moment you start a Warp Prism, you had gateways to morph them. But then, yeah, I guess since you don't really have the sentries, you know, like the Warp Prism would have come out when there is only 2 sentries. It's not that great. So yeah, you're right. Immortals are better in this situation.
I knew you'd come around to it, Todd. It just took you a minute to get there. But it is going to be a Warp Prism after the Immortal. What do you think about that? Not a second Immortal yet? Why? Is this this is the Warp-in attack with the Immortal, I guess,
maybe,
right?
Yeah, maybe he wants to start pressuring first with the Prism and like an Immortal and 2 sentries, and then keep them alive and then go for the attack later on. I wonder.
You're right.
Think MC goes for 2 additional gases on his natural? He's top pro production right now.
Another Immortal queued up immediately behind the War Prism. But okay, so it's going to be the 2 Immortal harass. Wow. Now, we've seen something like this before. There is 2 gas behind this.
The Overlord is coming in.
Sentries.
The Overlord is coming in, and Linux needs to know he's supply blocked right now. This is not a good time to be supply blocked. He's making 4 Overlords at a time. He's up to 52 drones against 38 probes. This is going to be all in here for MC.
Oh, yeah. And look at the gateways behind this. What is that, 7? A couple of pylons at the natural. Sentry's going to work on this. So keep in mind, there is 2 gases mining. There is a build where you just go 1 gas, and you have the double Immortal, Warp Prism, Zealot weapon.
Okay, only the Zealot is going to be caught here. I like that the Observer is already out. That harass at the natural. Oh, the Stalker and Sentry in the middle of the map were a bait.
They were a little bit of a bait. Zergling's just kind of doing nothing. So much damage over here in this position. The Immortals are not giving up any surface area. The Queens have died essentially for free. Any amount of Immortals are going to come over, Roaches that come over here are going to have a tough time. These Immortals still mostly have their shields.
Even the Mothership Core shows the body is going to time warp.
Time warp goes down. Zealot's having a tough time getting in there, but that's the only part of this Protoss army that's having any kind of a tough time.
Those Immortals, man, they're having a field day, sniping Roaches left and right, while the Zealots are attacking and tanking at the same time. The Mothership Core doing a one-on-one with the Queen now.
Leenock just trying to flood the field with units. Every Warpin that comes in is getting killed here. Leenock maneuvering very well. Mothership Core dies in the background. And it is being pushed in, but these Immortals are just not getting touched, and that's what's really worrying me right now.
MC has moved out with 2 sentries and a stalker at about around the natural and the third base. If he was to pick up those Immortals, actually, oh wow, he's letting one of them die. Maybe the other one too.
Oh,
it's stuck in the middle of there.
Drones combining. It's a Harvester Rebellion, but there's so many Zealots here, the damage might be done.
Oh, MC, he's not force fielding. He's gonna lose those sentries as well. Oh my god, this is so much unlike MC to make those mistakes, but it's still somehow working because he's got so many units in that natural of Linok. He's committed so much to this and it's working.
Yeah, slight mistake over there, but as you pointed out, it's anything but that over here. Now, those sentries used up most of their energy. I think there's 2 more force fields left, and this might be an exactly 2 force field ramp. That first force field's a whiff. No, it's not. I should never doubt an MC force field. My god, those were perfect, actually. They were absolutely
MC
perfect.
didn't even wall off back at home. He was that confident that Linok was going to put everything into the defense and that he wasn't going to be able to defend. He's crushing that natural. Losing that production here is going to be a big deal for Linok. He does have a macro hatch in the main, but I don't think that he can crank out quite enough units to hold. It's 35 drones to 38 probes now, and 35 army supply for Linok to 53 for MC.
This is the swan song of Linok. He has had a fantastic tournament here in Valencia, but he has ran up to the brick wall that is MC, and MC wants to go to another finals. I don't see Linok getting in his way. That's for damn sure. This is about to be a 2-0 force field. Going down to seal the deal, and MC says, get out of the way. I've got some more smack talk to give that, as MC says, faceless Korean some business. Queen dies there as well. Roaches and Queens doing what they can. Linok, this is his final moments on stage, so we're going to allow him to parade around, but it's basically a mockery of competition right now.
He wants MC to dance. That's what he's saying.
MC will do that. he's a known dancer.
Oh my god. These poor roaches.
The final sandwich. Drones being pulled forward, and they're just not going to get it done. Warp Prism from the background there. Reinforcing Zealots just moving to victory. GG is called, and Linok is out. MC's in.
What a boss.
The boss toss hydrating, makes his way out there. Give it up for MC, ladies and gentlemen. He will be your other finalist. Shaking hands with Linok, the man himself, all smiles over there. But I'd love to hear what he has to say, so let's go to Smix with that interview.
Thank you very much, In Control. Valencia, give it up for the boss toss! Now, MC, you looked so dominant in those games against Linok, an amazing Zerg player. Talk to us about what was going through your head. Was it just easy peasy, or what was going on?
I guess boss toss is back.
The boss toss is back. Now, earlier you told the fans when you beat Vortex that you would make it up by becoming the Dreamhack Open Valencia champion. Now you are in the finals. What do you have to say to the fans to reassure them that you'll make that happen?
You know, some Korean fans really have confidence with GSL players, and they think American and EU players not good. So I will just show you guys what is WCS Europe Champions skill.
The boss toss has spoken. He says he'll show you the WCS EU power. Guys, we will come back at 11 p.m. with the grand finals between MC and Saxry. Don't go anywhere.